I'm pleased to provide the Mayor's report for the period of February 4th through 19th, 2013. I can advise that it has been a very busy time for the community over the last 2 weeks, and the first thing I want to do is thank all the volunteers that have been involved with the events that have been going on. It truly is amazing to see the community as active as it has been and see people out enjoying some of the warmer weather than we had. But it doesn't happen unless you have the volunteers, so hats off to them. I can advise that in terms of meetings over the last 2-week period, the city manager and I attended a meeting that was held between the province of Manitoba, representatives from Valley United Steelworkers, and of course the city with respect to ongoing efforts regarding the 2010 announcement and the update in 2012. And again, I look forward to continuing that dialogue and the results of the effort. Later on in that first week, I believe February 7th, a tour was held of the water treatment plant, and I want to thank Councillor Kalata, Fensky, the city manager, myself for participating in that tour. It's good to see the investment that has been made by Valley in that very important piece of infrastructure. And it reminds me when I toured that facility, and I'll get to it a little bit later, the need to talk to a asset management plan in a community and to ensure that the resources are allocated. In that case, they have been a very strong asset. I'll get to another facility that we have some work to do on. On February the 12th, I was pleased to participate in a meeting in Winnipeg with the mayor of the city of Winnipeg, Mayor Cates, regarding municipal issues, and there were representatives from other municipalities throughout the province. I really appreciated the mayor of the city of Winnipeg taking the initiative to bring together mayors from the large urban centers to talk about a cooperative approach in dealing with some of the common issues that we face. So I can tell you that a number of issues were raised in that meeting, and I look forward to further discussion. And I really believe this is the start of a very good dialogue in terms of being able to be at the table with some of the key players in the province. Over the weekend, there were a number of different events that took place. I did have the opportunity to attend the 43rd annual Munn Cup tournament. It's amazing when you say the 43rd annual in a community that really is just in its early 50s. And I highlight that it's interesting, Councillor Fensky and the city manager were just a little bit too old to play in the first one. But unfortunately, I wasn't good enough to play in the first one, so we're pretty much even on that. It was a great tournament. Again, the volunteers did a good job. I understand Thompson was victorious in the A category, and I believe the Paw captured the AA category, and there were a number of different events. But it was great hockey, and it was great to see so many people in and around the facility, the Thompson Regional Community Center. And John, I want to highlight, I received a number of very positive comments on what you've done with the department, your presence there, and the efforts of the department, so I want to note that. I also had the opportunity on the Saturday afternoon to attend the Idle No More presentation that was held and hosted held at the Steeles Centre, but hosted by our Member of Parliament, Nikki Ashton, and the Thompson Neighbourhood Renewal Corporation. I thought it was an excellent opportunity. They had some very enlightened speakers present on what the Idle No More is about and the need for that information, education, and awareness. So I was pleased to provide some greetings at the start of that event. I can tell you on a couple other matters, we'll continue with Winterfest throughout the remainder of the month of February, but the wrap-up events are being held this weekend, and I want to note that a big event obviously is February 23rd with Al Simmons at the Lechterman Theatre. Encourage people to get their tickets, and even though Winterfest may be wrapping up, the nice weather is coming, so encourage people to get out and enjoy the activities that we have to offer. And with Winterfest coming to an end, that means hopefully the cold weather is coming to the end. I'm very pleased to advise council and the public that the City of Thompson implemented the extreme cold weather policy over the last couple of weeks on those very cold days. And I want to advise that there were no issues identified and no disruption of regular service of the outdoor park buildings. And we were able to provide assistance to some individuals seeking a warm place on some of those extreme cold nights. One of the other issues, though, that has been raised in the community is, and I know a number of councillors have received this as well, is that we are having our challenges with the sewage treatment plant and specifically the odors in the Eastwood area. I can tell you that the city manager and I visited the facility on Friday, and that's where I go back to the need for an asset management plan. Interesting, the water treatment plant and the sewage treatment plant were built at the same time by the same contractor, by the same architect. Unfortunately, those buildings are very much different in terms of where they're at in their life cycle. I can tell you that Wayne Kaversky, Director of Public Works, is working hard to address some of the issues regarding the odors, and we are trying a number of different solutions. I know they were working today. I appreciate the patience of the public. I can tell you that we will do whatever we can to minimize that odor. We're dealing with a process and a facility that is 50 years old with minimal upgrades over that period of time. It really points to the need for the replacement of that facility, which we anticipate in 2015. In saying that, I think administration, I know Councillor Evenson as Chair of Public Works has shared this as well, that we have to ensure that we're finding some solution between now and then in terms of those odors. So we will continue to work on that, and I encourage the public to maintain communication with the Public Works on that issue. The last one I just want to remind is that February is Heart and Stroke Month, and it certainly over the last week or two, it's really hit home with a number of individuals that I'm aware of that have been challenged in this area, and I encourage people to continue to support this cause. I know that there were a number of other activities taking place, and I appreciate the efforts of members of council to get out and represent the city where I may not have been able to. And before I go to them, I just want to remind the public that as the weather starts to warm up and we get out a little bit more, please, safety first. So with that, I'll ask other members of council if there's anything they wish to add in terms of events they may have attended on behalf of the city. And before that, lastly, congratulations to Councillor Fensky, who was named the chair of the committee that is reviewing the municipal policing contract. So I appreciate you taking that leadership role. Open it up to other members of council. And lastly, I'm reminded again, and I know Councillor Robinson would stress this one, stay off the Burntwood River. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.